As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
On his first day in office, President Donald Trump signed an executive order rolling back protections for transgender people. Any statutes, regulations, or documents for all federal programs can now only acknowledge male and female. And that order also requires the same to be reflected on passports and other IDs.
And local LGBTQ advocates tell Denver 7's Danielle Coiter that some Colorado laws will buffer the impact here.
One Colorado, the state's leading LGBTQ advocacy group, say that they have been preparing for a Trump executive order just like this one, making it more difficult for transgender people to be recognized. Now, over the years at the state level, several shield laws have been put into place addressing the same exact topics addressed in that executive order.
The federal government cannot change our laws here. They can create new laws at the federal level that could supersede what we have in Colorado, but executive orders generally cannot do that.
In the order, President Trump requires federal agencies to realign their policies to only recognize males and females. Trans rights advocates say this could impact people here in Colorado if funding gets cut to local programs that do recognize transgender people.
We have many shelters who receive federal funding. They are going to have to change rules at the federal level for what that funding can and can't be used for. And what's most likely is that we're going to see immediate litigation against the federal government to keep those decisions from going into action.
As for the gender listed on your ID, requiring it to just be male or female would be a challenge to enforce, according to advocates. Back in 2019, Jude's Law was passed here in Colorado, which made it much easier for Coloradans to change their name and gender on their local ID and birth certificate.
Your local driver's license or state-issued ID. That is all managed by the state of Colorado. It would be relatively hard for the federal government to figure out which Colorado-specific IDs had been changed, or to figure out which Colorado-specific name changes are related to trans people.
There are already legal challenges against some of President Trump's other executive orders, and advocates believe it is likely this one could see litigation as well. A lawsuit would put the order on pause even if the feds did choose to enforce it at the state level. Advocates say for any community member who does not agree with the order, they encourage them to join community groups and advocate for more protections on the state level. I'm Danielle Coiter, Denver 7.
And right out of the gate here, there appears to be some deep conflict between Colorado law and several of President Trump's executive orders. And I spoke with one of our leading constitutional scholars here in Colorado about that.
Down the road, we may have questions about public schools in Colorado, universities in Colorado, and whether the federal interpretations affect whether they can receive federal funding for policies like Title IX and participation in sports.
And I really do hope you can stick around for this fascinating and very important conversation. We're going to have that for you at 6:30.